Welcome to my YouTube channel. I'm Rich Antonelli. If you've never been here, welcome again. And today, this is a live stream, so if you happen to be here live, great. If not, you're catching this at a later time. Today I'm going to be testing out, I just received the Headrush FRFR 112 speaker, 2000 watts, and I wanted to give it a little bit of a playthrough. I'm going to be using my Headrush Gigboard, which you can see here. I set up just a basic rig that I like to use, and also my Kemper, which is my own profiles of my DSL 100. I'm probably going to be going in and out of setting the levels. It's just hard to tell what you guys are hearing out there. And I'll be using my trusty Mutt Strat, or I guess I guess what's called the FM Strat, 24 fret. It has DiMarzio pickups, and it's my main gigging guitar. So let's get moving here. All right, so when I switch to, I got 4 different cameras here. We obviously got this one. I also have the Gigboard. I have the Kemper. Now when I switch to the Headrush FRFR 112, you're not going to hear my voice anymore because the audio is coming from the Zoom Q2n 4K camera. I didn't want to run direct. Obviously, running direct out of it kind of defeats the purpose of it. And I also didn't want to set up a bunch of, or a couple of mics on top of it, one on the horn, one on the speaker itself. I wanted to do kind of a real world listen using the Zoom, because it's actually a pretty good camera for audio if you record concerts or whatever. So we're gonna try that, see how that goes. Hopefully the levels are okay. And so just remember, when I switch down to the zoom angle, which is the speaker itself, you're just gonna hear the speaker, what it sounds like in the room, and hopefully that translates over to YouTube and you can hear it. So I'm going to start with the Kemper first. Like I said, it's my DSL 100 that I profiled myself. And I'm also going to start, I set up a performance, and it's basically a clean, low gain, mid gain, heavy crunch or heavy rhythm, and a lead, which I probably won't turn the lead on just because it's just going to make it louder. I can kick in and out effects if you guys want that. If anyone shows up to watch this live, yeah, you're more than welcome to comment. If not, comment in the comment section later on if you have any questions. So, all right, so let's start. I'm going to switch over to the Zoom camera. I'll just play some basic stuff on the guitar with the clean on my Kemper, and you'll hear the Headrush FRFR 112. Okay, so that was my the Kemper DSL 100 profiled on the clean channel, or setting or profile. I just need to check something because I just got an alert that I need to change one of the video settings. So let me do that really quickly. Just hang with me for a second here. Let's see. It's something to do with keyframes, which I thought I had this set, but I guess not. Man, I'm trying to change something here and it's not letting me change it. So hopefully this is working for you guys. All right, so next thing I want to do now, initial thoughts. I'm not new to this type of speaker, FRFR speakers. I've used the Atomic CLR. I've used the first Friedman FRFR that came out. I've used one of the Line 6. It wasn't the Power Cap. I haven't used that yet, but I believe it's the Firehawk, which I guess really isn't an FRFR, but I did use that. Used basic monitors, and the one thing I could never get past was the feeling that it wasn't like an old school guitar sound that I was hearing coming out of the speaker. So used to hearing my guitar tone coming out of like a 412 behind me, and that tone hitting the back of my legs. I'm 6'2", so being high above it, it's not hitting me directly in the ears. So having this speaker on the floor on an angle, it's kind of hitting me in the ears, and I'm getting all the really high frequencies, which I don't usually like. But it's really not as bad as I thought it was going to be. Now, the main reason that I got this speaker in this combination is my band mainly uses in-ears, and we want to cut down on stage volume. So I was using either my 412 or my 212 behind me on stage. It was just getting too loud. So I wanted to get something that wasn't going to break the bank. This was $299 new, and something that's going to be loud enough and also give me some options as far as if I want to just put my guitar through it, if I want to run anything else through it. In case my in-ears go out, I'll have that on the stage. But right off the bat, it's really nice and clear, at least on that clean channel. Really, really clear sounding. Very hi-fi sounding. Maybe a little bit too much high-end on it, which I could probably EQ that a little bit, but I don't want to touch the profiles, or when I get to the gig board, we'll see what that sounds like. I don't like doing that because then it's going to affect what's going out front. So let's go to my kind of my lowish gain profile of my DSL on my Kemper. So let's go. We'll go to that so you can see that change, the performance. And let me switch over to the Zoom camera, and you're just going to get this. Here we go. All right, sorry for the quick camera changes here, but now again, it's a little brighter than I'm normally used to, but it actually, for $299, it actually sounds really good. I'm surprised. Now, I don't have it up really, really loud in here just because I didn't want to kill the camera audio. So it's at a decent volume. I mean, I'd probably, using in-ears live, I'd probably go a little bit louder with it on stage, just because I think the drums would drown it out. But it's surprisingly, or maybe not surprisingly, because with technology now, things are just getting way too easy for us guitar players. All right, so let's move on to the next one. I kind of want to just go through play a little bit and just give my thoughts on what I'm hearing, and hopefully you're kind of hearing the same thing. So let's switch over to something with a little bit more gain. And let's go. Again, quick cuts here. I'm just going to play a little bit. Same thing as the previous one. It's sounding, I don't know if my ears are kind of fine-tuning or tuning into the speaker itself, but it's starting to really actually sound like my amp. is in the room with me here, which is a little weird, because the amp is in the room, but it's over there, and if I'm starting to feel like I'm actually playing through my Marshall 100-watt head through a 412, and that's what it's supposed to sound like, I guess. But if you are here, I see we got some viewers live here, so if you're here, hop on into the chat, say hi. Got any questions, any requests, let me know. I'm just kind of going through the Kemper right now, then we're going to switch over to the Gigboard, and we'll see what that sounds like. All right, so I'm going to go even a little bit more gain than the last one. Switch down to that. There we go. We're on performance number 4, and let's play a little of that. I'll kind of play the same riffs, just so you can kind of, it'll be a little easier to kind of A-B. Again, same thing. Hopefully this is not getting boring, but I'm hearing kind of the same feeling in the room here, where it's much improved over past times I've tried using an FRFR. Hey, what's up, Quentin? I did, you're asking how at louder volumes, how does it feel? I did actually yesterday, I haven't had much time with this, but I did really pump up the volume in the room, and I was kind of surprised by the feel of it. Obviously the Kemper feels a little better because it's, I think, you know, it's a $2,500 product as compared to my Gigboard, which is a $600 product. But the Gigboard did pretty well with it too. So yeah, so far, to me anyway, it's sounding better. If you are here, can you please let me know if there are any audio difficulties, if you're having a problem hearing anything, or if anything's cutting out, because I keep getting an error message as I'm doing this, and I'm not sure why, because everything seems to be set correctly. Unless it could be a YouTube thing going on right now, but let me know if you're hearing anything kind of weird or funky. And I really should change the strings on this guitar. It's been a couple of months. All right, so let's. I'm gonna put on that same tone right there, but I'm going to kick in like a louder delay to see how that kind of reacts, how the Headrush reacts with a little bit more signal or a little bit more sound coming in. So let's kick on that delay, and I'll switch back. Not too bad. I'm not really hearing any change as far as anything sounding differently from profile to profile. Everything sounds ultra clear. Really high quality, I have to say, for a $300 speaker. I'm pretty impressed so far. All right, so I'm going to move this along, and I want to go now to the Gigboard. So what I have to do here is unplug from this. I'll be 1 second. Let me switch over to the Gigboard. Hopefully I don't hit the camera when I'm trying to plug in here. Let's see. Thank you for your patience. Let's plug this in. Now I'm going to need to get a level with this. You're actually hearing the different mic now, so don't be alarmed by that. All right, so this is the rig I built just for this. We have, it's probably not going to focus correctly, but we have the 68 Plexi EL84 mod, and I'm using a Friedman. I don't want to touch this too much because I'm using a, let's see if I can get this to focus Focus. I'm using, I will just leave it like that. Oh, there we go. I'm using a Friedman, I believe it's an Ownhammer Friedman V30 Greenback 25 mix. As far as I use the custom impulse responses instead of going with the stock, I just preferred it. And so let's play through this and see what this. Thank you, Quentin. I appreciate the feedback. Let's play through this and we'll see what this thing sounds like. Let me turn off that, and I'm actually going to turn off this boost. All right, here we go. All right, so I don't know if that's exactly the same level as the Kemper. It sounds close to me in the room here, and from looking at the levels, it looks like it was pretty much in the ballpark. So that's just a basic tone that I set up on the gig board quickly. I mean, the gig board is my backup rig, so that tone right there is something that could get me through a show if I really needed to take that out. Something happened with the Kemper, and I needed to grab the gig board quickly and plug it in and get it going. That is this is the type of tone that could just get me through the gig. So I'm going to go back. I'm going to turn on the white boost now just to add a little bit more gain to it. I don't have a so-called clean channel on the gig board. I'm just using my volume knob, which is what you heard in the beginning of that little thing that I played there. So let's go with the white boost. And that's with the white boost. Now if I want to add a little bit more, I wish this thing would stay in focus. Let me try that again. Maybe that'll help, maybe not. If I want to stay in focus, it's not really staying, but we'll turn the screamer on and let's try that for a little bit more gain. Try to keep this consistent with the Kemper, going from cleanest as possible up to heavy gain. So that's with a little bit more gain, the tube screamer on the gig board. Now, obviously, to my ears anyway, the Kemper sounds better, but the same thing with the Kemper. The sound in the room here is actually, and I mentioned it earlier, my biggest problem with these FRFR speakers is that I prefer a live tone of being on stage and having a 412 blowing behind you and hearing it that way. I'm not much of a guy that likes to be in the studio and hearing your guitar tone coming out of monitors, which is basically obviously what this is. I like a huge guitar tone, and when they're coming out of monitors, it sounds small to me. So, but I will say that the sound or the tone I'm getting out of both the Kemper and the Gigboard that are both on my desk here, pretty close. They're close together. And the thing that bothered me the most with these speakers is, like I said, having a horn in there, which obviously guitar cabinets don't have. And I think that was the problem, where I would hear the high end, and I just never liked it. But it's not an over. It doesn't sound like it's an overpowering high end on this. And to be fair, this Gigboard rig that I built, I kind of toned down the treble and the presence on it a little bit, just so it wouldn't have that ear piercing that sound that I just don't like. So let's try like I did with the Kemper. I'm gonna turn on. Let me see here. There it is. Turn on the. I call it the big delay, and let's go do that. Sounds good. I mean, I don't know what else. I mean, obviously this is not a new product. It's new to me, and there's plenty of other videos on YouTube going over this thing. But I'm really picky when it comes to this stuff. And like I said earlier, Atomic CLR, the Friedman stuff, I just didn't like for some of it. The CLR was much too bright for me. No matter what I did, I could not tone that down. This is letting me actually tone down the brightness for some reason. The EQing on both of these products that I'm playing through is actually, I'm hearing the difference in there, where on some of the other ones that I tried in the past, no matter how I EQ'd it, I just couldn't get that harshness out of it. But this actually is it's letting me do that. I'm looking forward to actually trying this out at a rehearsal first next month after the holidays, and then gigging with it starting in February. Let's see how that goes. But if anybody is here still watching, it looks like we got a few people here. If you have any questions, hit me up now, because I'm going to be done here. This has been going for we're over 20 minutes, so decent sized video. I'll watch this back, and if I don't think it sounded right, and like I said, I keep getting an error message while streaming this. If it doesn't sound right to me, I'll probably delete it and maybe do another one where I can figure out what's going on. I just can't figure it out right now, because everything I check is showing me that everything is set correctly. So before I do go, I want to say Merry Christmas, Happy Hanukkah, Happy Merry whatever you celebrate. Even Ralphie right here says the same thing. Hope you have a good holiday season, and I should be back with more videos after the holidays. Let me know how the sound is, because I'm very curious. Not only is the Headrush new to me, but the Zoom camera that I'm getting the audio for, that I'm playing through, is coming through that Zoom camera. So I want to know how that sounds to you guys out there, and I'm going to take a listen to it too. But all right, everybody, I am ready to sign off, and hopefully Santa's good to you, bring you some guitars and amps and all that good stuff. So thanks for stopping by, and I'll catch you on the flip side. Hit subscribe, like, share, all that good stuff, and I'll see you next time. Take care.